Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl. I know there's not a lot to smile about the Arizona Coyotes, but today, this morning, finally, Arizona State has approved the sale of the piece of land the Coyotes have been rumoring and leaking and having their eyes on. It's finally approved for sale. No, it doesn't mean the Coyotes own the land just yet, but this was a big step in that it's up for sale. If the board wasn't on board to have this piece of land up for sale, then the Coyotes will have to go back to the drawing board, go back to other options, which they do have. And also, like, I'm jumping ahead here, but if there is an auction and the Coyotes lose somehow, they do have some other options in their back pocket, but let's not hope it goes to that point just yet. It was 100% approval by the Arizona State, so that's great. Just like the Tempe deal, the governing body of Tempe was all on board, but unfortunately the public was swayed to vote no. Thankfully, in this one, there's no public vote. So all they need to do is win the bid. The next step is to determine when the auction date is. I believe we might get a date sometime next week, could be the week after, but usually the auction date is 10 weeks up from approval, but there's some speculation that it might be delayed. So what is this piece of land? Why did it take so long? The Coyotes, when they were rumoring that they're going to give out arena news, I made a video on that. It was about early to mid-December. They tweeted the arena with the eye emojis. They were really close to doing the exact same thing that happened today, only that the Coyotes bid, their first initial bid was for 200 acres, and then the land department came back and the Coyotes ownership was like, that's too much. So they had to go back to the drawing board, bring it down to 100 acres, and in comparison, the Tempe site that the Coyotes wanted was 46 acres. So Arizona Coyotes ownership is getting double the amount of land size from Tempe. That should bode well for Alex Morello, who wants to not only build a hockey arena, practice facility, apartments, hotels, music venue, shopping centers, what have you. He has more than enough room to do so. And of course, a betting site where you go in person and bet on games, sports betting and the like. He is in that gaming sector as well and other parts of his portfolio. Like I said, auction date isn't set. The minimum bid is the bid the Coyotes sent out. So the minimum bid is starting at $68.5 million. If you remember, if the Tempe vote went yes, that same night Alex Morello would have had to wire $40 million immediately. So yes, he has money. I don't know why there's so many rumors that Alex Morello has no money. If that vote went yes, he would have to wire transfer $40 million. This is $68.5 million for a bid. It's been almost a year now since the vote went no. Not exactly a year, but close to it. So I'm sure he's found some ways to make even more money over the past year. So he saved money maybe that the Tempe Arena deal went no. And now the opening bid is $68.5 million. We don't know about other bidders. It's a pretty steep price for other people other than billionaires. I'm sure maybe billionaires will look at this land. But as of right now, there's no public opposition to this bid. So we just need to wait for the auction date. Another troubling, concerning thing is the land doesn't have any utilities, no sewage, no water, no power. We live in an age where, yes, that could be solved, but again, it's not as easy as a process, and that is why it might delay the process of when the arena will be built and when the Coyotes can play in this new arena. They for sure have 2 more seasons at Mullet. The original Mullet contract specifically said 3 years at Mullet with an option of a 4th, but Craig Morgan has been reporting that there was a secret clause in it that said that if the Coyotes, for whatever reason, need to extend it, ASU, who owns Mullet Arena, will gladly support the Coyotes. They are not keen on kicking out the Coyotes after the 4th year is up. There's speculation that the arena might be ready for the 2027-2028 season, which is about 3 seasons away. So there is a chance we might see the Coyotes at Mullet Arena for 3 more seasons, which at the end of it all, it would equal 5 years at Mullet. It won't mean they need 5 more years. It's that once all said is done, it will be 5 seasons at Mullet. But hopefully everything goes well and it's only 2 more seasons. I think the lack of infrastructure on the land is going to delay the building of the arena an extra year. If it had everything and they're able to put shovels in the ground in a month or two, then you would see about a 20 to 24 month turnaround to build the site. Let's see if I have anything else to say. It was 100% approval. Talked about Mullet. I think things are good. I think it's a good step forward. Once we get the auction date, that's going to be the huge date. That is going to be the date just like the Tempe vote date where we were all glued to our screens. And once we all saw the results, we were all flabbergasted. So that whenever they release that auction date, that is the next date you'll see. It's pretty ironic that since the All-Star game, there's been very little noise around the league, around, relocation and all this. It was so hot around the All-Star game, and then it was just quiet. So that bodes well for me. Gary Bettman was in Phoenix a week or two ago looking at this site. I'll put up the site where it is here. I should have done that earlier in the video. Here is the site in that red box. You could watch my December video. I'll put it down in the comments, and my February video also talked about this specific site as well. So all we do now is wait for that auction date, and on that date, hopefully the Coyotes win the bid, and it should be over. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word, and as always, thank you for your support.